Okay. Hi everyone. So I'm going to be talking about my critical assignment paper and the problem that I've identified and then the small group that I'm going to be applying these different concepts and theories that we've been learning to. So the problem that I identified was a problem of trash in the streets of Riverside, and I'm going to propose a small group that's going to come together to basically tackle this problem and go out into the streets of Riverside once a week and pick up trash and help keep Riverside clean and a beautiful place for us to live. So this small group is going to be made up of primarily students and community members, so kind of a variety of different people in the neighborhood and students of CBU. So we'll start with the neighborhood of CBU and kind of work our way out. And so the structure for this group is going to be that it's a smaller group of about 10 people because according to the text, and I have a quote from the text, studies have found that larger groups encourage the formation of cliques or small, narrow, focused subgroups that create a competitive atmosphere. So the goal is to avoid this by using a group of just 10 people, and then that group will have one main leader, and then will be broken down into different smaller subgroups of 2 or 3 that will go out on their own and tackle different parts of Riverside, picking up trash and helping to keep it clean. So basically the structure of this group will be that the leader will host weekly meetings, so short, like 1 hour meetings where the group will get together and discuss what areas of Riverside need to be tackled, what types of problems they're running into, what they can do better next week, how they're going to tackle these problems in their smaller groups. So it's important that the leader knows how to lead these group discussions well every week. And so I have a few quotes about the importance of the communication, especially of the leader. So from the text, it says communication competence is engaging in communication with others that is both effective and appropriate within a given context. So they'll figure out which way is best effective for this small group of 10 people and how to run that discussion well. And make the most effective use of their time. And then also, the predominant motivation for the competent communicator is a desire to avoid previous mistakes and to find better ways of communicating with group members. So that's another quote from the text about being able to figure out what doesn't work well and learn from those mistakes in a group setting as far as communication. So if a discussion doesn't work well one week, maybe they'll just ask specific members questions or have them put their input in directly into discussion the next week so they can be more successful in the end. So I'll talk about 2 of the theories that I'm going to talk about in my paper. One is the structuration theory, and then the other is the symbolic convergence theory. So with the structuration theory, it basically says that a small group establishes different structures or systems for problem solving and for roles within a group. So this group will establish different structures every week, so everyone knows their role. They'll know that the leader's leading the discussion, but they'll know their specific task as well. And so a quote about that from the text is, these structures are used to permit the system or the small group, which is the system, to function effectively and sustain itself. So in order for the group to work functionally and sustain itself, they need to establish these structures within the group every week that will help them to know exactly what they're going to be doing. And then the symbolic convergence theory talks about how people will communicate directly and share stories and develop that convergence and group identity as they do things together. So that's why these are going to be broken up into smaller groups of 2 or 3 that are going to go out and accomplish the tasks by themselves, and this will help create some convergence within the group and group identity, and then they can come back to the larger group of 10 people in the weekly meetings and share what worked well and the stories that they have between that partner pair as well. So 3 of the concepts that I'm going to be using in my paper are the concept of synergy within a group, which is basically the idea that when members are highly motivated to achieve a common goal together, that creates synergy within a group, which is positive for the outcome overall. So keeping the members motivated and excited within the group meetings, and that's kind of the job of the leader to facilitate that within this group, getting them excited about going out into the streets and picking up trash, and keeping Riverside healthy and beautiful. And then the second concept is that of boundary control, which this is really about regulating input so that the members of the group will know the boundaries of the meetings every week and the leaders' boundaries and their own individual boundaries and the roles they play within the group. And then the third is the rule of, or the concept of complexity in group transactions. So basically this is why I'm keeping the group at 10 people. According to the text and what we've been learning, larger groups have more non-participants, so keeping it at 10 will really have more people actually participating, and you can actually have 1,056 interactions just with 10 people. So that's that concept. So that's a little bit about how I am going to approach this critical assignment and how this small group is going to be formed.